Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you've all had a fantastic Wednesday evening. Hope you had a good day. Hope you had a good week. And hope you're all looking forward to another brand new weekend in April 2024 this year. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. And remember to put the notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of this year in 2024 on the channel, on this community. We've got brand new games coming up, brand new shorts, brand new videos, brand new live streams, plenty more Fortnite and Rocket League will make a return. Fall Guys, Call of Duty, EAFC career mode. The summer transfer window covered right throughout this year in 2024 once this end of this season finishes, and much more brand stuff planned. And finally, at last, Bruno Fernandes finally steps up as Manchester United's captain. It has been a long time coming for him. Everyone knows that I am a massive, massive fan of Bruno Fernandes. I think everybody knows I am one of his biggest admirers. He's one of my favourite players, and I'm a big, big fan of him mentally and physically. And over the past few months and over this season overall, I've been very critical of Bruno Fernandes on several big occasions where he has failed to step up as captain or show any kind of leadership to guide United to another win. But finally tonight, something clicked with Bruno Fernandes. And I think his overall performance has led Manchester United to this win over basically now relegated Sheffield United, who are basically doomed, going straight back down to the Championship. We've done the double over of them. And finally, we have got a captain that has all of a sudden, something has finally snapped in his brain. And all of a sudden, we have now seen this guy finally step up in a Manchester United shirt. It is our first win in 5 Premier League games. I mean, I can't tell you how much we needed this result tonight, especially what we saw and witnessed over the weekend. And obviously, all the press conference reaction to Eric Ten Hag midweek, where he went absolutely going in on the press and the media over what he was described as. It wasn't an embarrassment performance against Coventry. It was an achievement getting to 4 cup finals in 2 years. And I think you've got to really sum up that without Bruno Fernandes tonight, there isn't no leadership in that team. There is no quality and there's no guidance of how to make certain runs on and off the ball. I think lately we have seen the very worst of Bruno Fernandes in our last 5 games, you could maybe say. In our last 4 or 5, you've not really seen Bruno Fernandes really taken up that leadership role as our captain of this football club a lot. And all of a sudden, something's clicked tonight. I don't know what has, sparked him into life. But at last, you have finally seen that the player that we have as our captain, as our leader, has finally shown his commitment, his passion, and his desire to get Manchester United over the line again. It's only just over the line, by the way, because Sheffield United did come to Old Trafford tonight once again and give Manchester United one hell of a nightmare, especially in the first half and then in the second half as well. Sheffield United gave Manchester United all right mighty scare tonight. I honestly still can't come to terms how we managed to come not from just 1-0 down, but 2-1 down and win that game 4-2. But I think the quality of Manchester United really stepped up tonight, where things have been tough in the last 4 games. It's been really, really tough. I think every Man United fan and Manchester United supporter can say that we have been through the absolute mill in these last few weeks with Manchester United Football Club. It's not been an easy ride in our last 4 Premier League games, as well as on Sunday's FA Cup semi-final win over Coventry. And I think tonight, you could tell there was nerves. You could tell there was anxiety. You could tell that those players were desperate for a result tonight. Something had to give tonight. And thankfully, but only just, it's gone to Manchester United. But it wasn't perfect. It wasn't straightforward. But we've got over the line. We've scored 4 goals. Again, we've not kept a clean sheet, which again is a bit of a negative on this storyline tonight. Once again at Old Trafford, that we are still continuing to leak goals like a sieve. It's quite embarrassing to concede 2 goals to the bottom of the league, Sheffield United, where against other opposition, they are getting ripped apart 5, 6, 7, 8-0. And United have got to count themselves tonight that they managed to find a response, because I think the story of the first half I think the big shock, again, was Manchester United going 1-0 down. I mean, we should not be going 1-0 down to Sheffield United, if we're all being really honest. And yeah, Liverpool's shock defeat to Everton tonight is basically any chances of them winning the league. I think we all know what's going to happen. Man City once again are to go on and win yet again another Premier League title. It is 4 in a row now. And now it looks like a foregone conclusion that the Premier League title race is done. It's going to be Manchester City or Arsenal. But what we go back to is the story of the first half has to be the goal that we conceded to go 1-0 down. I mean, I don't quite understand what we are trying to do out of the back. I don't quite really get Manchester United's structure or build up from the back kind of way to get us moving forward up the pitch. I don't quite understand why we let ourselves into that hysterical and, quite frankly, embarrassing moment to play out of the back, where we've got Sheffield United's attackers swarming our own penalty area. And again, this goes down to a Dalot mistake as well as another mistake by Andre Onana. I mean, I honestly could not believe what I've seen again from Dalot and our goalkeeper. Everyone rates, Dalot. I see a lot on Twitter saying he's been one of Manchester United's players of the season. He's kept himself majority fit. He's kept himself consistent, and he shows quality at right back. I don't know where we are getting this slander from. I don't know where we are getting this Diego Dalot hype from. I don't quite understand where all of a sudden that Diego Dalot deserves all this praise, because at the end of the day, we've got a right back that's considerably not good enough, and we've got to play a new style of play of footy for the rest of the season. Did you hear what your manager got told? Yes, I did. And hello to Wojak as well. So, yeah, I think the hype over Dalot's got to stop, because I can't stand building from the back. Manchester United need to build as a team, really, instead of trying to play out of the back crap, because that eventually is going to pinpoint to Man United conceding goals. And the first goal is laughable, because Dalot, quite frankly, plays such simple pass back to our goalkeeper. And because, our goalkeeper has taken so long on the ball. And I mean, I don't know what Onana's waiting for, by the way. I mean, what is holding him up from releasing that ball? I've seen it on so many times this season, the amount of time wasting this goalkeeper's making, the amount of decision making that he can't quite make happen quickly. And it's the amount of time that he dawdles on the ball. But at the end of the day, you've got to see a goalkeeper that is making mistake after mistake after mistake. And again, he plays a straightforward pass as you like ball to Bogle, the Sheffield United right back, who's absolutely anticipating the mistake. And again, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is our left back. Again, we need a proper back four. And because the back four is completely and utterly unbalanced, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not a traditional left back, because he takes so much time on the ball and he dawdles, he doesn't see the anticipation of Bogle coming into an attacking position where he could potentially act a lot more quicker and resilient on, the Sheffield United player. You can see the anticipation. You can see the resilience. He knows that goalkeeper makes mistakes. And again, you have probably seen Andre Onana, one of the worst goalkeeping performances all season long. This goalkeeper was meant to be, the last resort. This goalkeeper was meant to be the problem that we were meant to be fixing. But the mistake he does by passing a straightforward through ball to the Sheffield United player Bogle, And Bogle's anticipated that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is too slow to react to that ball being played from Onana in the first place. Bogle ain't just going to stand there and let Onana make a simple pass to his left back. He is going to anticipate that that goalkeeper can make a mistake. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to take too much time on the ball and his decision-making is not quick enough. And then you've got to say Bogle has done the right thing at the right time. And that is what our right backs and our left backs have been doing all fucking season, is we are playing out of the back too much. We are playing out of the back way too much. I told you, he was asked, when you said you were signing him, you said he's going to be good for you. Who was right? Exactly. I thought this would be a good signing when we brought Aaron Wan-Bissaka in. But it's not just Wan-Bissaka, it's Diego Dalot as well. Certain managers have been allowed to make certain signings that deep down we all know, rival fans know. It's not just Manchester United fans and supporters, it's other rival fans that also know certain players in that Man United team, they aren't fucking good enough. But they've got more lives than the cat. And the problem is, the more lives those players get, the more chance that they've got a chance of playing consistently week in, week out for this football club. And the problem is, the more that happens, the more times certain players are going to make a mistake. So the first goal is quite frankly laughable. We deserve to be 1-0 down. But before that moment happened, we were dominating this game. The amount of chances we had through on the Sheffield United goal, one-on-one. Højlund has a chance. Garnacho should have scored. We do not convert our chances that we make happen in a situation where the opposition team are fighting for their lives at the bottom of the Premier League. They are fighting relegation and we are battering them. I think the first goal took us all by surprise. I think everyone was not anticipating it happening. But Sheffield United should not be in the Premier League. They're an absolute joke of a football club. They're an absolute joke. I mean, bringing Chris Wilder in for Paul Heckingbottom, who got this club back to the Premier League from promotion, automatic from the Championship last season, they've then decided to bring back an ex-manager that they sacked in the first place to replace Paul Heckingbottom, when that manager that was in before Paul Heckingbottom got sacked by those players. So I think Sheffield United have played their own downfall here. They have played their own downfall. That, let's be really honest here, is that Championship, the way it is at the moment, is that league good enough for those teams that are in it? Are they good enough to be competitive in the Prem? The problem is, it's a straight, blatant no. Those Championship teams aren't bloody good enough. And the problem is, you are going to see this happen year after year. You're going to see yo-yo club after yo-yo club after yo-yo club. I mean, you might as well go and buy a yo-yo from a charity shop with a piece of string on it. Because at the end of the day, we can't afford for these teams to keep getting into the Prem, because they're not just making a mockery of the team they're playing against. They're making a mockery of themselves because they aren't competitive enough to be in this division in the fucking first place. Sheffield United did not deserve their lead tonight, but that was down to Man United's incapacity of being able to defend properly and trying to play out of the back. We take too long. So the first goal is at fault from our back four yet again. That back four is simply and utterly not good enough. You're playing a right back at left back. You're playing a CDM at centre back next to Maguire, and you've got a right back that ain't bloody good enough going forward or defensively can make simple things happen properly. You've got a goalkeeper that is making shot after shot after shot happen. I mean, you might as well get Andre Onana at a drinks bar, because the amount of shots he must be facing and is having at the moment, you might as well get him in a nightclub and get him some shots and get him a drink. Because at the moment, the more shots we face in, the more problems we are creating for our downfall. But from going 1-0 down, we did respond instantly. I don't think those Man United players saw that goal coming. I think they were shocked. I think they were frustrated. I think the morale would have gone. I thought the confidence was going to fall to the floor. I honestly thought that first Sheffield United goal was going to absolutely kill us. I thought, we're 1-0 down. What do we do? But fair credit tonight, we went and we responded. Something we've not been doing all season long. Whenever we go a goal down, I've seen it on plenty of times this occasion of this season. We do not respond well when we go a goal down, but the response is instant. We go up straight the other end and create chance after chance after chance after chance. We go for shot after shot on that Sheffield United goal. It's because Sheffield United concede a shitload of goals. They concede so many goals. He got run out by the fans and players and they brought him back. It shows shit running of the club. But I could say the same for United too. Exactly. Completely agree. That's a very valid point. But it's the incompetence of the club in the first place for letting this happen. Sheffield United, there was so much hype that they were back as a club. They were going to do really well back in the Premier League. Yeah, good luck with that. Because you've got the top six and you've got the mid-table teams you're also going to have to face. And you're going to get found out very quickly. When you lose against Burnley, your main relegation rival, and then you've got United straight after, I think you know what's going to happen. But luckily tonight, the response happened quickly. I mean, the hero once again, who has scored 2 goals in 2 games now for Manchester United, who, again, everybody knows I don't want him at this football club. Everybody knows that we do not want this centre-back playing for this club. We all deep down know this guy isn't good enough. We all know he needs to be moved on in the summer. And he's one of the most likely summer departures in the centre-back position. And that is Harry Maguire. And everybody knows I don't rate him. Everybody knows that I don't want this guy here. I want him out of Manchester United. He's never, ever going to be that clinical centre-back that Man United are wanting. But all of a sudden, you're getting goals. I don't know where these goals are coming from, but you've got to give Harry Maguire a certain amount of credit for finding that equaliser. And I mean, again, the Sheffield United back four just let a free easy cross come into their penalty area. Harry Maguire has been, again, left completely unmarked. But the way he hits the ball, he's completely flat-footed the Sheffield United goalkeeper Fodringham. He's absolutely flat-footed their goalkeeper because the way he's hit that ball, it's glided into the bottom right-hand corner of his goal and he can't do anything about it. I honestly thought that glancing header was going to go towards, nowhere near the goal. But you've got to give Harry Maguire credit for making that goal happen to get us on level terms. And I don't know where he's finding these goals from, but all of a sudden, it's like we are finally, all of a sudden, trying to get our centre-backs in certain positions in that team to make goals happen from. So it's quite unbelievable that we've got a centre-back that finally is starting to find the back of the net. So you've got to give Harry Maguire some kind of credit for getting the equaliser to get us back into that game. I heard it, oh, where's my crystal ball? Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So yeah, you've got to give Harry Maguire a full amount of credit for getting that equaliser because that was an important stage of the game to find a response instantly. And thank God we found it because I think if you go 1-0 down at halftime, you're going to come into the second half and it's going to be tricky as hell to come and somehow find a response because we should have been 1-0 down. That is at the fault of the back four, I'm afraid. And you've got to thank Harry Maguire for getting them out of trouble because that first goal isn't on him. It's on Tyrell, it's on Onana, and it's on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think 3 positions United need to look at the summer, but we know they won't because we ain't got a lot of money because we use sell to buy and financial fair play to get away with it again. And then what shocks me the most is we go into that second half, we've got this equaliser. Don't go and do the most obvious thing and let Sheffield United get back in front of you. And again, we've been allowed, the Sheffield United left winger has been allowed to get unchallenged and goes on this free roaming run to get inside our penalty area. And what makes me laugh, and again, the back four is on this, because you've got Tyrell, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire and Casemiro. Again, the back four is completely unbalanced. But what annoys me is, and Harry Maguire is probably most at fault for the Sheffield United goal, because what annoys me, that Sheffield United winger has allowed to get into our penalty area unchallenged. No one's put a tackle in, no one's put a block in, no one's tried to clear that ball out of danger. Not one of those United players sensed Sheffield United were going to get back into this game. Not one of them was allowing Sheffield United to get back in this game, and we should not have let it happen. But the problem is Manchester United let it happen because we can't defend properly. When we've got quick, pacey wingers attacking our back four, we absolutely turn to shit. We absolutely panic, we shit the bed, and we absolutely fall to pieces. And, you know, you've got to question that. And Pau Torres and others, as for the Arsenal game, fuck me, Carlos is good. Yeah, Carlos is absolutely great. I completely agree, and so is Pau Torres. He should be scoring headers at all. So I'm wondering. I'm not wondering. So yeah, exactly. Our centre back should be scoring goals. But the second Sheffield United goal again is down to piss poor defending, because you don't let a pacey Sheffield United winger run at that back four completely unchallenged. You do not let that happen. And honestly, that is on the back four again. That shows to me that back four needs a major investment in the summer in every position. The two centre backs to the right back to the left back. We need to invest on that back four, and that back four will become solid. And don't come at me where we've got injuries, we've got this, we've got that, the other. You can't use that as an excuse. The players you've still got should be good enough to be able to defend, to make certain dangerous situations from the opposition team not happen. And because United let it happen, United get them out of trouble. So this Sheffield United has got into our penalty area. What then annoys me is because our back four is so committed to that one player to try and prevent him putting in a dangerous low cross into our penalty area, where's the attention gone from their main attacking striker in Ben Brereton Diaz, who, again, last season was absolutely fantastic at Blackburn Rovers, was absolutely fantastic. Ben Brereton Diaz then went to Villarreal to play Champions League football, European football, whatever European league they were in. It clearly did not work at Villarreal. Going from Blackburn to Villarreal was a massive, massive bad decision from a player I actually rate. I think Ben Brereton Diaz is a good striker. He scores you goals. He guarantees you attacking opportunities. He will make stuff happen on and off the ball. He's been allowed to be then completely unmarked. And again, Onana thinks he's going to shoot to the left, right of his goal. But what Onana does, he dives pathetically to the right. He goes this way, dives to the right, and Ben Brereton Diaz has absolutely had one massive tap in and put it down middle of Onana's goal. That is because our back four have gone completely missing, and they've committed to that the Sheffield United left winger, and Ben Brereton Diaz has got a free shot on goal. No one is marking him. No one is marking him. That's why I said our defence, they all have 3 to 5 goal season, Cash 7. Exactly. I miss Mings, though. I want him there for back five formation. I'm starting to finally miss him, sadly. You should sign Solanke. I'd say up Meccano. If maybe you could sign Nuno Mendes. I don't know what the budget is, but the second Sheffield United goal is a joke. Like, you do not leave their main threat on goal unmarked in your own penalty area. That is fucking idiotic decision making. That is pathetic. You do not leave that type of player unmarked knowing he can pose a threat on your goal. But United just let him have a free shot because no one's around him. Where do you think that ball's going to go? It's going to end up in the back of the Manchester United net. So again, it's a shock to the Man United player system. They can't believe, again, we have fallen behind to this. Like, this crap we have fallen behind to is embarrassing. That's twice in the same match that Manchester United have fallen behind to Sheffield United tonight. That should not be happening against a team who are bottom of the Premier League, who are going to go down at the weekend and deserve to go back down because they're shit. I don't want to see clubs like this in the Premier again. It's becoming a laughing stock. But then you could tell the atmosphere in the stadium, Old Trafford fell silent. You could tell the atmosphere died. The atmosphere fell flat like a pancake. You could tell, again, the fans, the supporters, you could tell, how the fuck have we gone behind again? We should not be losing to Sheffield United. If Sheffield United walk out of it tonight with 3 valid points, you would have to give them full credit for coming to Old Trafford and sparking an unlikely result. But when it goes down to 2-1, we respond instantly. And maybe we've changed things up in training. Maybe there's been a bit of lightheartedness from the manager, or maybe there's been a massive kick up the backside from Sunday, because we were all told on Twitter, on social media, that Ten Hag was furious. He absolutely ripped fucking into these players, apparently in the dressing room at Wembley when we beat Coventry on Sunday. He absolutely ripped into them. So clearly, ripping into them has sparked something. Maybe Ten Hag's been a bit naive, and at times I've even said I'm Ten Hag out, and I still believe I don't think he's going to be at the end of the season, because we should be battering teams like Sheffield. We shouldn't let them come to Old Trafford and be scoring goals. You shouldn't let them have 3 shots on goal. You should be defending the job properly. You shouldn't be falling behind that easily. But we respond well, and thankfully, before the penalty decision was made by the referee, or again, the ball already ended up in the back of the net before the penalty decision was made to award Manchester United the penalty. Delot had finally managed to score a goal. And again, a player that I don't rate managed to find the back of the net. But what annoyed me is we've already, found the back of the net to get back on level terms to make it 2-2. And the referee has idiotically decided, you know what? I'm going to rule the Man United equaliser out, but I'm then going to award him a penalty. I missed a penalty. I don't know what it was given for. I don't know if it was a handball, if it was a foul. I'm not sure why, Manchester United were awarded a penalty. But I'm glad we were able to respond to the situation of going 2-1 down very quickly, because we've not seen that again. So twice in one night, we've then responded to going behind again. So again, you've got Bruno Fernandes, who is, stepping up again to make it 2-2, and he comfortably puts it past Wes Foderingham. You're not stopping that type of Bruno Fernandes penalty. It's an absolute simple penalty. I mean, I could score that. It's not a hard penalty to make. And we get back on level terms. But I'm just annoyed that with the goal before the penalty was ruled out, when the referee should have just given the goal, that maybe that penalty was the better option. I just don't know why the penalty decision was made. I've not seen the replay of that. I mean, I'll watch it back again tonight, because I missed that bit of the play. But I could run United better. I feel sorry for you. Yeah, you've had your time at the top. It's been a good run, but your players are not that bad. But your players are not that bad, though. I think our players are shocking. I still don't think we're good enough. I spoke to him, Tom Heaton. He knows my dad. He got screamed at. I mean, I could imagine Ten Hag screaming at them. I mean, after what we saw on Sunday, and then our last 4 Premier League games before that FA Cup semi-final on Sunday evening. So yeah, we respond well. We get back on level terms, and you think, you know what? We might just go on and somehow win this game. And hopefully that did spark us into life again. That did spark Manchester United back into life to go and find these goals. And again, thank God for Bruno Fernandes. The last few games, I've been massively frustrated with him. Everybody knows I love the player. I love the guy. I think he's one of my favourite United players. I've just been frustrated with his lack of commitment. I've been frustrated by a captain that I'm seeing whinge and cry about every decision that's not going his way. I've seen a guy that hasn't really represented himself as Manchester United's captain. I've seen a guy who looks completely frustrated in our midfield. I've seen a guy who's been given that captain's armband, and I've not seen any kind of leadership. I've not really seen someone you could go to seek advice to make the performance or the game better. I've seen this guy whinge and whinge and whinge and whinge. I mean, you might as well get him back at preschool. You might as well get him a dummy, get him a baby blanket, and get him some milk, because that will calm him down. And all of a sudden, getting that equaliser has sparked this guy into life. He really, really, really has sparked into life. And absolutely, I'm up for that, definitely. I just having the time, because I've got a lot going on with family at the moment, and it's really hard to talk about, but I'm definitely up for that. But yeah, I finally see him step up. And the goal to get us in the lead, I mean, we all know Bruno Fernandes is traditionally right foot, and we have seen this guy score some absolutely beautiful goals with his right foot. Not just for Portugal, not just for Sporting Lisbon, but some of the goals he has scored for Man United are mainly on his right foot. But the goal he scores tonight is absolutely beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's not even with his right foot. He goes with a left-footed shot. I mean, I think it's about 25, 28 yards out, and absolutely bangs it past Wes Foderingham. Absolutely doesn't even see the shot coming. Again, it is really, really, really poor goalkeeping. I mean, I honestly thought when the shot was happening, I honestly thought that the ball flew past the net. I thought the ball went wide of the goal. That's the anticipation, the reaction I got from the shot. I honestly thought the shot Fernandes had of his left foot, I honestly thought it went wide. I honestly thought it hit the outside of the net, but somehow from somewhere it ended past Wes Foderingham. And it's an absolute stunning goal of his left foot. And that for me really all of a sudden sparked him into life. Again, running that midfield tonight, that was probably, in fairness, that was a captain's performance. That was a guy all of a sudden that was going to get sparked into life, get the equaliser, let's find the third goal and let's win this fucking game. Because if we don't win this game, you honestly have got to say Ten Hag's a goner. If United come away with this game with only a point, or if United only, get a draw or they lose, you've got to say Erik Ten Hag's going to be gone. Because if you can't beat Sheffield United, that says a lot about you as a club. It says a lot about these players. But it also says a lot of stuff about the club on and off the pitch. That we are simply not good enough to beat these relegation-threatened teams. We're not fucking good enough. We've never been good enough. So I have to appreciate the greatness that Bruno Fernandes showed. He has finally stepped up tonight. Something has sparked him into life. And to get the goal for the lead, to make it 3-2 is beautiful. I mean, you don't really see Fernandes score a lot of goals with his left foot, but it's an absolute stunning goal. I've seen a lot of good goals this season, but some of the goals I have seen some of these Man United players score, you've got to put some of these goals up for goal of the season. You've got to say some of the goals that this club have scored this season with certain players, they've been nothing more than magnificent. I've seen 3 or 4 really, really good goals tonight. This season, I've seen really 3 or 4 good goals. I really, really have. And that is by Man United players. And you don't really say that a lot. But you've got to appreciate that was Bruno Fernandes at his very, very best. And hopefully we will see that consistency starting to get back in his game. That was leadership tonight. That was a captain. That was someone that you could get confidence with on and off the ball. That was a player that finally something has woken up inside of him. Because, it's been a frustrating period for him, Bruno Fernandes. It's been a really, really frustrating period. But I think the last few games, we've started to see that this guy is getting Man United out of trouble. He is massively getting this team out of trouble. I think without him, I think United would be a worse team without him. And again, the last few games I've said, I don't want him anywhere near this club. I don't want this guy ever playing for Manchester United again. I don't think he's good enough long term. I think we'd be best to move him on. But tonight, something has woke up inside of him. And you've seen the very best of Bruno Fernandes. He got screamed at, lol. He was the one who got the most stick, lol. Apparently was crying at Wembley. I think, something's woke up inside of him. I think he knows that he expects certain standards. I think he's like Ten Hag. I think there are similarities between the manager and the captain. I think both want the very, very best for each other. I think both of them want the same set of standards. And when those standards aren't clicking between the both of them because of the state of the pitch or the way we're performing on it, you get the very worst of both. You don't get the best of both worlds. You get the worst of both worlds. I think Bruno Fernandes does show he does care tonight. And you've not seen that the last 5 games. I've not seen that. And yeah, he scored at Wembley on Sunday. He got us in the lead in the penalty shootout to make it 3-2. And he absolutely sat that pathetic Coventry City goalkeeper down with the fucking attitude that he was giving Bruno and the absolute stick by mouthing him off and muttering under his own breath. I think Bruno Fernandes tonight is there's either been words with certain players, or tonight there's something clicked that, you know what, we need to start playing as a team. We need to start playing free flowing attacking football, and we need to somehow get this consistency back. Because without Bruno's wonderful goal tonight, we won't find this lead, because again, there is still a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes with the lineup. I think tactically, again, I think Ten Hag has had an absolute joke of a team selection tonight. And people can say, oh, he's got injuries. But how many more times are we going to keep hearing that? Like, if you're going to keep on using that the injuries are such a big problem, we can't fill a team, we can't fill a bench, then again, that is not just down to the manager. That's down to the training regime. That is down to the coaching. That's down to the lack of fucking recruitment. There is a lot of people that say, oh, the injuries are costing us. The injuries are costing us. And that is all I hear. I mean, you might as well go to Costa Coffee. I mean, you see a lot of Costa Coffees out and about in your local town centre, in your local town. I mean, you might as well set up a Costa Coffee at Manchester United, because if you're going to keep using injuries as an excuse, then that is not good enough. That is flat standards. That is excuses to cover up your bullshit. And again, I think, without certain players in that team tonight, have Man United not been better? Have Manchester United been better without certain individuals costing this team? Have we not been better without them? Absolutely. Certain players that have not been in that team tonight have been a problem all season long. When they're not in that team, we look so much more stable, a lot more consistent, a lot more attacking, a lot more working as a team. And maybe the nail has been hit on the head. Maybe Ten Hag has had a moment in his head thinking, you know what? I need to start listening here. I need to start making changes. I've got to tactically change this shit up. Because if I lose tonight, I'm a goner in the morning. I've got to face fact. I'm either going to be out of the club before the FA Cup final, which could still happen, by the way, or I'm going to be gone after the game. Because if I don't change this up, then I'm not United's manager anymore. Because if we don't win, the shit's really going to hit the fan. It really, really will. Heaton told me when I was at speaking to him that the captain has high standards and was told he was terrible and isn't good enough. And if he didn't pick up from the bench, he would bench him and take his armband. Yeah, that is the standards you need at a football club. You need players who are going to start running through the mill. You need players that are going to start giving their all. We haven't seen that lately from Manchester United, have we? We're all going to be really honest here. We've not really seen that. We've not seen those standards. We've not seen Man United really go to... We've not seen the standards. And tonight, something's woke them up. It may be, well, it's only Sheffield United. Don't get too excited. You're playing a team that's bottom of the league and sift goals like a sieve. But at the end of the day, you've got to admire that United have made a comeback. That United, again, have got into a 6-goal thriller and have come from behind not just once, but twice to find the win and find the 3 points. And again, we lacked a lot tonight. I think you could tell all over the pitch. I think Ten Hag, again, he needs to realise he has got centre-backs and he's got left-backs on that bench who you could play instead of using players like Eriksen and Anthony and Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. That team could be so much more youthful, a lot more experimental if he was to change things up. And tonight, we have finally changed things up. But it's not come through, opportunities that have been given and the players have been playing well. They all use the injuries again. Well, they're only in the team because certain individuals are injured. No, it's not because of that. I won't say it's because of the injuries. Well, it might be. You never know. It might be because certain players are out injured, we ain't got no choice. We're going to have to change this up. I think, without Marcus Rashford, without Scott McTominay, without Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Malacia, are we not a better team? Are we a better team based on that team selection tonight? You could say no, and you could say, yeah, I'm 50-50 in the middle. I think the midfield, putting Eriksen in a team, what the fuck that offered for the whole game, I don't really get. I don't understand why, again, you are deploying Eriksen at CDM. What would have been a bit more beneficial? And again, another player that I don't want in this club who was on the bench is Scott McTominay. Maybe instead of, deploying Casemiro at centre-back next to Harry Maguire, Ten Hag could have switched that, got Casemiro back at CDM, and then could have put McTominay at centre-back next to Harry Maguire. That might have been a bit more of a beneficial move for that team today. Maybe that should have been a lineup. So I don't think Eriksen was good enough today. Terribly on the ball. Makes one decent shot, but goes massively high and past the Sheffield United goalkeeper's right-hand post. That was really all or nothing Eriksen did. I think Anthony, again, there's been a lot of criticism that he's had to take after the weekend, and he's absolutely deserved every single minute of it. You know, I mean, cusping his ears against those Coventry City players has done that guy no good. I cannot believe the embarrassment he did by doing that. I mean, how he deserved getting back in that team tonight, again, is quite frankly laughable. I think, I think Ten Hag, he's not just got an obsession with Anthony and Rashford. He's got an obsession with both of them, and he won't drop them, which, again, I'm not really understanding why he won't do it. If Anthony is not performing and is not stepping up, why is this guy getting so much, game time? Why is this guy getting all the time? Why is he getting all this game time? Why is he getting the minutes that I don't think, in my view, he absolutely deserves? Anthony is not performing on that right wing. And, we saw in the week that Ahmad, he will be given his chance. Ahmad will be given an opportunity. Ahmad will be given more game time. What's happened tonight? Clearly, that 85 million price tag that we paid for Anthony, United are trying to recruit that back in the summer. And Anthony's been swarmed to the bench again. And Ahmad, has been swarmed to the bench. And apparently Onana walked out the dressing room and went to the toilet after the game so he could not get shouted at. If that's true, that's quite pathetic. Some players got told to keep doing what they were doing, but others got told to pick their shit up. Well, if that's true again, then that's a big, big problem. But yeah, Ahmad tonight, I felt really sorry for him. I felt, what did the guy do wrong on Sunday? Like, what did Amad Diallo do wrong on Sunday not to be playing tonight? I honestly do not get why Amad Diallo is not getting the game time he wants. I feel sorry for them. And you can see why he is now starting to ask questions surrounding his future. I think Amad Diallo is going to go. I think that's my view. That's my opinion. I think Ahmad should have started tonight. I think you should have gone with a more youthful attacking front three. We're a better team without Anthony. We're a better team without Sancho. Obviously, Palestri. Marcus Rashford, you don't need him because that team played a lot better without him than having him in that team. You don't really need Martial. He's going to go anywhere in the summer on a free transfer. So you've then got a really youthful attacking front three in Amad Diallo, Rasmus Højlund, and Garnacho. Again, Garnacho didn't have his best game, and I think he struggled for the whole 90 minutes. Again, I don't understand why Garnacho got 90 minutes, but what could Ten Hag do to change it up? He can't really do anything. The only option he's got attacking-wise off the bench is Ahmad. And Ahmad only came on for Anthony, which, again, I agreed with that decision being made in that game. Bringing Anthony off for Ahmad was a good choice. That was the right decision. The manager actually got a decision right that I agree with. But Ahmad should have been playing that 90 minutes. I think he would have been a lot more of an attacking threat in that first half. I think with his youthfulness and his attacking threat, he could have scared that Sheffield United back four into their own goal because he's got the pace, he's got the skill, he's got the quality, and he's got the goals. He has got the goals in that team to be able to deliver. So I know Bellingham, he went to my high school and has related to Job, who lives next door to my, and that's fair enough. The issue you got was your manager being too nice till now. Yeah, maybe Ten Hag has absolutely whipped them into space, whipped them into action because he ain't going to be happy. I still don't think he'll be here, but I think some of the decisions again are very, very questionable. And again, to finish the job off, I mean, we've all put a lot of pressure on Rasmus Højlund, haven't we? I still said this guy's going to come good. I'm still going to state that he will be the next Erling Haaland. He will become that world-class elite striker that any top European team would want. And finally, for the first time in 6 games, Højlund has finally found the back of the net. And again, that is down to our Portuguese Magnifico in Bruno Fernandes for getting an assist to finish that job off. I think that fourth goal absolutely killed Sheffield United in the end. I think it absolutely killed them. That fourth goal went in, Sheffield United were done. They were absolutely done. They didn't know what to do. They did not know how to respond. They didn't know what to do in certain periods when the fourth goal went in. That fourth goal absolutely killed them off. And I'm so glad Rasmus Højlund has got back on that score sheet tonight, because I have felt so sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. He's been starved a lack of service. And who provides the service? It ain't your wingers. Again, it's through that midfield. There is a combination play there between Fernandes and Højlund. They are finally both starting to receive each other's games on a lot more lethal approach. And that is something that I've wanted all season for Højlund to do, is bang the goals in, score goals, and make his development even quicker, because he's got the quality, he's got the ability, he has got the skill to take his game up to the next level. And finally, like I said, for the first time in 6 games, he has finally found the back of the net. And that, again, is down to, him being completely ignored by Rashford. He was ignored by Garnacho. Again, he's been ignored by Anthony tonight. And again, at times, he was ignored by Ahmad. The assist and the service has had to come through the midfield. That, again, shouldn't be happening. It should be the whole team working as a unit, as a squad, to be able to give that striker moments to finish this Sheffield United team off. And we get the fourth goal. We make it 4-2. The game is done. Well, he had to do something. It's all on him to show what he's got according to the info I got and giving you so. Exactly. Absolutely. So I'm glad we finished the job. I'm glad we got that fourth goal. The Sheffield United momentum was gone. The game was gone after that. Sheffield United, I mean, what a terrible football team. I mean, when you go 1-0 down to them, it's like, oh, here we go again. And I was flipping my lid. I mean, I could not believe we were 1-0 down to this lot, because they're a joke, absolute joke. How this lot ever got promoted, I will never, ever know. Never know. Absolute shocking team. And I think, you go in at 1-1 at half time, you would expect, to build that momentum into the second half. To go then 2-1 behind in the second half, I mean, the momentum you have from that equaliser was killed instantly within about 5 minutes of the second half. I just couldn't believe how quick we conceded the second goal. Is again, we took our eye off the ball. We didn't defend properly in our own penalty area. We let Sheffield United players go unmarked. And basically, when you allow that to happen, you are going to get absolutely swollen up. You're going to get swollen up. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. And again, Ben Diaz gets a free shot on goal. We get the penalty. We get the equaliser. We find a third goal for a fantastic Bruno Fernandes goal. We get Højlund on the score sheet through a Fernandes assist in the Sheffield United penalty area. Kills the game off. Kills the momentum off. And United, again, luckily, it's a bit more squeaky bum time. It felt like that tonight. You could tell there was the anxiety. You could tell there was the nerves. You can tell there was worried what was going to happen tonight. Because you never know. Because are you going to see Man United get back to their best? Are you going to see Man United win tonight? And are you going to see the consistency come back? Because I think that is what every Man United fan and supporter is looking for in this club. We are looking for consistency. We're looking for standards. And we are looking for this team to get back where we want it to be. And that is the top. It is going to take time. I still think, again, at times tonight, the team selection is questionable. The tactics are questionable. But overall, I think United were the better team tonight due to the fact that Bruno Fernandes finally stepped up. If we didn't see that leadership and we didn't see that captain and we didn't see that person who can make things happen on the pitch for this football club, I don't think we would have found that momentum tonight to beat this Sheffield United team. If we would have lost, disaster. Absolute disaster. We shouldn't have conceded the goals. It's a bit of a bum note from the game. But we got over the line. We've won 4-2, but there is still more time for improvement. Can United keep this up? Because we've got winnable games now. And we've got games we do need to win. If we can beat teams like Sheffield United, and a lot of people can say, well, it's only Sheffield United. But it was important to get this win to start building some momentum up. But I think single-handedly tonight, I think you've seen Bruno Fernandes, the best is back. The best midfielder in this league is back. And I think you will start seeing that quality come back in this team. Without Bruno Fernandes, I think United are a lot worse team. The midfielder's got no captain, no leader, no role model, no someone you ain't got there you need to talk to improve your own style of game and your own style of play. And thankfully, we've got this B-Tech Sheffield Wednesday team in Sheffield United fucking relegated. Don't come back to the Prem. If you come back again, you're going to turn into a Norwich City because it's going to get boring football, crap tactics, crap football, and Sheffield United ain't good enough. And that is why Sheffield United are going down, because they concede goals like a sieve, they leak goals like a tap, and defensively, they're shocking. That is why they let goal after goal past them. I mean, that is 8 goals in 2 games. 4 against Burnley and now 4 against Manchester United. Sheffield United are in the mud. They're going down. Player of the match goes to Bruno Fernandes. Without him tonight, I don't think we win this game. I don't think we get 3 points, and I think United would have lost. But Man United 4, Sheffield United 2 is your full-time result at Old Trafford on this evening's Premier League season. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit the like button and the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, the retweet button. And always remember that notification bell, put that bell on for all times to receive dedicated brand new content planned for the rest of this year in 2024. We've got brand new videos, shorts, live streams, Fortnite, EAFC, Rocket League, Fall Guys, Call of Duty. We've got the summer transfer window covered right throughout this year in 2024. Once the end of the season finishes and once the first day of that transfer window opens up, we'll be covering the European leagues, the EFL, the Premier League, obviously Manchester United, depending on if Ten Hag is still here. Will I still be supporting the club next season if we bring in Southgate? And then obviously, join me for the next talk through the next live stream, which will be in the early hours of Friday morning for our next game, which was at home to Burnley, who are also in the bottom 3. That is a Saturday afternoon kickoff Old Trafford, 3 o'clock. Join me for that talk, the preview, the live chat, the live stream for that game. Man United versus Burnley, 4 Saturday afternoon. And yeah, Man United 4, Sheffield United 2. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends, you're all legendary. And I'll see you on the next one.